Hello, welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I see it's kind of dark out. And let's see, I can't quite remember what I was up to out here. Remember, we got finished up, we got an antenna, radio antenna. Got shutters. We were working on the inside. Oh, you need ore. That's right. Ores. I can remember. Let's see. Needs coppers and silicons. Have some there. I can't remember what we have for asteroids. Maybe silicon copper, but I think this is all planetary though. Does it specify? Difference between planet versus sector. The difference. Moon. Okay. About. We got neodymium, sathium, titanium. Silicon. Not really telling me what the asteroids are, which is kind of what I'd rather have. Well, I say let's hop aboard the old Star Hopper, see what we can find out. Fuel. Okay, now what can we... Really? There we go. We got well, we should have both of them right here. Alrighty, good enough. There's a copper right there. Let's see. Let's do that. And for a copper asteroid, and with silicon's right there. It's closest. Let's do that first.
fun begin. Okay. Here we have all of that. Deposits. Looks like it. And we have... Or I can't tell if that's silicon or sunlight. Nope, I think that was sunlight. Because this definitely looks like silicon. That one went quick. And got a little tidbit. Aha! More silicones! Yes, no, doesn't look like it. Okay. Now. Any more tidbits? Yep. One right there. How am I doing so far? I got 1,300. Doing some more. It's not shabby at all. More out of that. What else? Sometimes I wonder if it's worth it just to bore through some of these places to see if there's anything underneath the surface. And make it worth creating a mining ship to do so. completely obliterate an asteroid and process it? Don't know. One way to find out. I say, well, one of these days we'll give it a shot.
Okay, let's see. Should have a copper asteroid down here somewheres. Okay. Here we go on the copper.
Okay, one deposit down. About another one. Really? Would have thought I'd have seen another one by now. Just a little bit of one. Well, how much did it give me? 2,800. Wow. Definitely more than the silicon asteroid gave me for that. And it makes me wonder if I should look for another one. Let's see. Guessing came from that silicon asteroid. We got iron over there. Lithium. Cobalt. Really, much of anything else, huh? Another copper up here. Well, fine. Where'd I park? Somewhere over here, I think.
No more tidbits flashing by. Okay. In that case, that should be more than enough to finish our work on the super tank anyway. We primarily need it for the T4 CPU extensions. The more I think about those fan nacelles, the more I really do want to modify how I have those implemented. Initially, I wanted them out away from the main body of the hull like I did in order to provide a smooth pull for incoming fire. The smoother it is, the better chance you have for ricochets rather than penetrations. And as soon as you start making divots in the armor for any reasons, you're creating spaces for the inevitable trajectories that will nail it dead on, depending on the randomness of incoming fire. To not hit a divot dead on is a fast way to have a dead tank and a dead crew. But as a general rule, you want your armor to do its intended purpose, which is to deflect incoming fire. But also have realities, so you have to compromise. So how much of a compromise should we or would we think is actually appropriate or necessary? Because if we bring those nacelles in, we have to maintain the intakes. And still reasonably certain that they need to be about as wide open as possible for maximum air intake. You're needing that air to get blasted down underneath the skirts, lift that 180-ton tank off the ground. So it's got to move. As soon as you start inducing restrictions like angled air intakes, you're causing a problem. I'm not too sure. Either way, you got to figure out how to get that air in there. There we go. All systems off. Okay. Hey. Not what I needed. There we go. Let's see. In we go. Got to check for foods. How we on foods? Let's see. How hungry are we? We had a pretty good day of mining. How about some stew? Let's top off the oxygen, which is that's blown. And let's, and while we're farting around, let's get some ingots going. Okay. Add some foods. Check the gardens. Sooner or later, we should start going on safaris for steaks, steak-bearing critters. Okay, have one more T4 in inventory. Need one more. Produce. Not sure about that single spotlight on the rear. Technically, there wasn't one according to lore. It just have a main spotlight on the turret under the command or control of the tank commander. But, oh shoot, we should have fuel tanks. There we go. Let's see. Right? Yes, didn't we? I remember we were hurting for fuel on fuel usage. Yeah, there we go. Fuel tanks. And let's, did we need more oxygen? Did we need, did I even have oxygen? I don't think I did. I think I still needed to install an oxygen tank. Alright, so there. Gotta get another extender. Install. That's 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Do I already have all of them? No, it can't be. Yeah, I need one more. Okay. The others are T3s. Alright. Okay. There's our sort of gunner. Unnecessary gunner loader position. Tank commander's going to be up topside in the turret. Driver's up front. I may have the I was doing a little research. Really, I think the driver should be over here. Let's see. What else? Don't really care for this. We have all this room inside, which we kind of ended up with due to the reality of using these blocks to create the shapes needed. But in a true tank, you don't have this room. Well, how much can I shrink this in then? I had to build the turret, but then again, that turret is kind of big, isn't it? Can we tuck it in? A couple of blocks on each side? Eh. Really wasn't what I wanted, but kinda is and kinda ain't. Alright, that's not going to, whoops. Uh-oh. So, we have a little bit of an issue here. Really, this breach, technically, gun's too long. Had to allow for this. Which reminds me, I should have had 4 more. Go, we need to place those hidden, of course. They don't belong in the lore. But can bring this breach up. Do that. Then don't really need combat blocks for breach. How about we do that? Without going into too much detail, that pretty much does it. There's various accoutrements hanging off of that, but you don't really have anything to simulate that with. So let's get these put into place. Okay. Now, so in theory, if I do that, move do that a little more properly. Well, all around we would have equipment Ammunition storage. Controls, all that stuff. This part of the reason the turret ends up being so big, and it's really is wrong because of that. The gun pivot here, breech would be essentially right about here, with room for recoil clearance on the backside, and that's about it. And then tank commanders on one side, typically the gunner or loaders on the other. Then the gunner would actually sit just below and in front of the tank commander. Depending on the particular tank, of course, but kind of got stuck with this just because we had to have these in here, but out of visual, out of view or direct. Obviously, you can see them from the front, but didn't want to see them from the side, and at least get some angle without seeing them. Had to leave this open so they would have, because I do plan on this being functional. There. Which means leaving all that open, which would normally be closed. Okay, so with all those excuses, now we're looking at trying to suck in our simulated fan nacelles. And do we cut them down? I know what yes. We wanted to test this first. Take a for a test drive to see. I don't have my latest T4 ready yet, do I? I want to have that in place before I try to move it, and probably be putting those into proper cargo container for production. Might help a little. And well, we could actually install the fuel and oxygen tanks. So let's, whoops. Alright, put tank there, tank up here. Do the same-ish here. And now get our oxygen somewhere. Oh, do I even have an oxygen station? Really don't, do I? That wasn't what I needed. Alright, did I have an oxygen station constructed? It doesn't look like it. All right, let me do a quick double check, make sure that we got the medical station, clone chamber. That is the oxygen station. Okay, we're good. So that means we need to get some oxygen in the oxygen station. Well, of course. What do I need then? 5 tanks? Get this to come out right? Think. Yeah, like 5. Can have an even fill with the oxygen bottles they give us. Unless I want to burn these up, but not really. I mean, they're only 35 a piece. They're emergency for a reason. Okay, so let's do that thing. Look at that. Got marker lights. I'm less certain about these. Think they should be a. They do have them, but they're not like a true aircraft, spacecraft, where you need them out on your edges, where your edge of your vehicle is, the extents. This case, with the way these things get used, you tend to just rip them off. And they're pretty much there just to let friendlies know that you're there. Give them a little better visual notice at night, while also being hidden from the enemy to a certain extent. So, wow. I think I'll leave those alone for a while until we come up with something. I mean, typically have something somewhere, something like that. And let's see if we can. I lost them in the. There. Can't see them. Well, which is kind of the point. All right, so right off of this corner. I don't think that's the right spot. No, let's go one down like there. Now, having done that, I'm probably going to get rid of them if I shrink this in some. Let's see, is our stew ready? I see them getting hungrier. See if we can head off starvation this time. And is our T4 ready yet? Tanks, oxygen tanks. I have a horrible feeling we're going to redo that hull all over again. Let's see. I don't even need this. I already have one. Anyway. Oxygen tanks. I need 4 more. Okay. Let's see. I have this horrible feeling we're going to bring this hull in at a sharper angle. Probably be using that ramp C instead of a C mediums for our primary angles. So basically that one. Instead of coming out with a nice shallow slope, we're going to be sharp. Basically almost as sharp as we can get away with, just right on down and bring all that in considerably. Much more accurate. You want slope, the more slope up to a point, because it allows you to have thinner armor with the same effect at a given angle of impact. But then you still have your physical limitations for how big your vehicle is going to be. In this case, we already know we're a little too big according to lore. About 100 extra tons. So I'm starting to get a little more resigned to the concept that we're going to suck all this in considerably. That does bring up how, well, what's the point of doing a test run to see how this performs if we got to suck it all up anyway? Was hoping for this shutter to be vaguely functional, but it really isn't. We may have to just put it up here and be resigned to the fact we'll never actually use it to get in the tank. It's going to have to be a hatch like this, or the one for the driver that's up here. That really isn't. Yeah, it is. The driver's sitting back there. Really, the driver would be part of the slope, but we don't have an angled shutter, I don't believe. Not that I've found. We can make something look like it, but I'm still trying to achieve max functionality with what we're doing. And maybe just too much to worry about or try to achieve at once. I'm thinking we may as well change all this out again. So if I do that, we can shrink this down, well, not down, but side to side, front to back. I don't know. We're going to have a super tank. Let's have a super tank. Then again, we could go round and around as long as we want on this. Call it a super duper tank.
Well, gonna do it. As they say, soonest begun, soonest done. I did say we were hopefully going to have this done by Christmas, did I not? May have been optimistic. Of course, I didn't specify which Christmas we'd have this done by. Whose bright idea was it to start this cockamamie idea anyway? Well, I probably, yes, never mind. Ah, good old fuzzy physics. Oops. I get too enthused.
Well, let's see. Oh, I really don't see. We shrink that up forward to back, and it's still going to be long front to back as it should be. I think we'll be all right. Just tuck that up right about in there. I think we'll be fine doing that. I say that now. That actually brings up something I better keep in mind. The back slope is always typically shallower than the front slopes. And I purposely did not do so on this just because it's completely, well, not completely, but because we're dealing with a hover tank versus tracked or wheeled. It kind of, sort of, in a way, allowed you to change your hull requirements as far as shapes. Don't have engines and transmissions to allow for. In this case, according to lore, you have a fusion bottle, and then it's just power leads to everything, and then you have all your motors, or your fans are on the fans. Motors for the turrets are part of the turret. Same with the guns for traversing, or not traversing, but elevations. And of course, your crew-served weapons.
Eh. I kind of made the assumption that you kind of kept the armor same shape all the way around, which maybe not. Maybe true, maybe it isn't. I think let's try to stick with it though. That means you get moved up too. So if we're gonna do this, that means 1, 2, 3. Alright, who's counting around here? Shoot! I'm thinking about shrinking this forward and back there, am I not? I'm definitely doing it side to side. How much forward and back are we doing? 1, 2, 3 blocks minimum. So we would end up, we kick it in. Let's see if we can get away with that. Then let's put that gun in place. Retractable. Turret retracts when set to off. Okay. I want to try that. And we'll come off the backside on a shallow angle. Nothing else, it'll look more tanky. Okay, good. And it's gonna make doing the back corners fun again, but maybe not. If I do it right, may not have too much problem. I think we had the right solution previously for dealing with that. May not be nearly as bad as I think it possibly. Whoops. Okay, let's see what happens. I said shallower on the back end. Try that again. Gonna do this. This guy up underneath, like so. There we go. Nice job, Twitchy. There. Okay. You know, let's back that up to here. That'll be where it actually hits the deck, or what I'm calling the deck, I think.
If I'm seeing this correctly, that's going to shrink that up all the way up there. And then we still need to see how we want to do this. We may be able to just leave it alone. I'm taking quite a bit off of here. A little bit more than I planned on. So that may not be an issue. Okay, and then now on the sides and the front, I'm going to be doing essentially the same slopes. Kind of isn't true either, is it? That's the thing about tracked. The side slopes were almost vertical. You always wanted your front towards your enemy anyway, because you're trying to blow the snot out of them in the first place.
Well, that's something to keep in mind. Now, that's with tracks. Then you had, generally, depending on your particular tank, then you'd have side plates providing some protection of the tracks. Not entirely certain if that's something I want to try to do with these, since we're dealing with hovercraft versus a tank. Keep doing that. Tracks. It requires a different design to accommodate your fans and the actual. See, that's probably it. Then bottom row takes care of that. How are we looking silhouette-wise?
That could be a little better, maybe. Oh. I completely forgot to allow for shrinking in the sides, and I forgot how much I was going to do so. We got have the gun. Allow a block, which is currently taken up by the rail guns. Give us firepower. I don't know if I really want an extra block. Theory, you only wanted that to allow for a person. Yeah, I think we'll stick with that. Which means that right down here, they end up being the outside edge, kind of. We're bringing the whole thing in at least one block, left and right, if not more. I was kind of hoping for two, wasn't I? May do it anyway. Bring it in 2 blocks that puts the spotlight right there. I'm not too sure I can really complain about that.
Let's do it. That would mean we're still ending up with a turret. That's the same width as the top of the tank. That is not necessarily true. Maybe I'll leave it alone. We're still going to shrink the turret. But maybe we'll just stop at that and leave the left and right of the main hull as it is. Because that'll bring this down. How much? Leave it like a walking space, which would be reasonably accurate. Okay, then let's. Alright, let's bring in the front. Oops, that it? I think it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So that's those three sides. Alrighty, let's check out this side. Fuzzy physics. Alright, that's right. That's nice job. Try that again. There we go. Alright. That's. Uh oh. I think we're alright. Had different blocks in use there. Okay. That means let's. How much are we bringing this in? Same thing, 3 blocks? Yeah, I think so. Alright, so you got go.
So Let's see, that kind of ruins my little shadow line there. Do I want to worry about that? Or I think I did it completely wrong is what I did. Let's try that again.
Okay, let's go that way. I think that would be more appropriate. That will come on down, much like so. By, well, one way to find out. Let's see what happens. I think it needs to come down a little bit farther and then have that sharp angle back in underneath. Get a proper shadow line, but without running into the turret back there. I think we're going to be all right. Well, okay. Then, actually, do that. How does that work? Maybe? Looks a little odd. I think it's too much. I think it's because it's too tall, but then again, I'm inclined to leave it. So let's do it on the side, same way. And
Used to be that you needed to have the back end of the turret extended for extra equipment, ammo storage, and room for recoil on the main gun, but by lore, I don't believe there's true recoil. It did have to have an auto-loading mechanism, but that may or may not have taken up that much room on the back end of the gun. May have been integrated into the breech. I think. I'm going to try to go with that. Technically, we would still have a shorter turret front to back, but let's keep going. I think I'm on a little bit better track. Only
gone through about half a dozen changes, trying to get closer and closer, which I think we're doing. Having some semblance of functionality while getting somewhere close to the proposed or theorized appearance. I just hope we can do the corners. We may be screwed. But we'll find out. I don't think I'm going to worry about it too much. We leave the front alone? I think we do. I think so. Alright, let's bring in this side then. Am I really getting rid of that? You know, maybe not. Let's see if I'm actually saving myself a little time by not taking these blocks out. Whoops, probably. I think I'm okay. Let's see. Let's see if I get away with that. I think this will go. Let's see. Okay. Now comes the fun part. Can we get these to talk to each other? Back that up. I think that gets... Maybe. Not. So, are we gonna try these? Apparently not. Okay. So, that cannot work. And that means, who can fit in there? How about you? You can fit in there. Quite nicely, apparently. Okay, then in that case, who goes here? Oh boy. That's gonna be an interesting block. That, anything like you? I don't, maybe you. If I have any choice, I may not. I don't care for that. Otherwise, we're going to have a truncated version of this somehow. Anything that's close would be like this fellow, which is the same on both sides, which would not work. I think. Would it matter? That do. And then we have the same corner piece. This guy, again. And then what? Do we come across with a sideways? Okay, whoops, not you. That's getting a little too frisky. There, you. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, then what? That would be cross from there. Need to go to there. Somehow. That be... Would that be... you? That's gonna be our problem right here, then. You may need to do something a little different here. Let's just fill that in. But apparently not with you. Well, that would mean I would need you again. Oh. Now, that angle needs to keep coming out, so we need... Not gonna happen, is it? Looking at something like this, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay, now we're on track. Hopefully. Still have to think we can get that to work. We're changing around to this guy on this angle. There we go. And are we crossing? No, I think we are back on track with our corner. There. Then, going to need you, I believe. Like so. Let's see. That work? And oops. Yeah. Like that. How did that work? I think it did. That means we need You there, then there. Uh-oh. Definitely not that. Right. That blew that. Wrong angles. So this may get kicked out of there. That's kind of wrong too, isn't it? Then let's try you underneath. Okay, do we have a chance of getting that to work? That would be, I think, you. No. We end up doing something like this, huh? Come around. Much beer. Nope, I think that's way too quick.
Yippers. It's either that or we just get rid of that entirely. Do away with it. May not have a choice. Wouldn't be that big of a problem, I think. Uh, yeah, see, that's still not the right angle. It's a problem. Okay. Let's try that again. So we were there. We needed to be
More like this, don't we? That's what we need. Maybe. Okay, so try that again. That'll be you. There. That mean you. Really don't like that. Gonna go back to you again then? Wow. I think I'm going to absolutely drive myself bonkers. That may be the solution. May not be. You not have a whole lot of choice. Why am I not able to repeat? Alright. Can't repeat it because I can't repeat it. Non-repeatable. Okay. That ain't working. How about... Probably running into the very reason we weren't doing this in the first place. I don't see choice. I think we're going to just have to make this the same angle on the front and have all the way around. Instead of fighting this. There we go. And then that would be you. And then, is it gonna end up being like that? Don't know yet. Not too sure why not, though. Okay, let's in. Oh, maybe. I think I have that right. Wait a minute. What are we doing here? I think I know. I think we're doing this guy. Where are you? There. So. Uh-oh. Or, yeah, I don't have to use that particular one. I can use you. How's that? I don't know if it's all that great or not. Okay, is that? Yeah. Hey.
Okay. Man, I really don't care for all that, but then again,
Let's try this on end. No, that's... not going to work, is it? I don't see how. That would have to expand down that way, which ain't happening. Well, try using the right block. There we go. That's not right either, is it? No. How about that one? Actually, wouldn't that be you again? It's like that. No. It would be... you, right? Doing it to myself again, I think. There we go. Just using the wrong ones as usual. There we go. Not entirely certain I care for that. We may go back the other way, maybe. Wow. I think that really got ugly. Not a lot of choice there, is there? Ugly. Ugh. Now, what can we do here? Do we dare try to do this as we keep blowing up every time we try it? Maybe. Oh no! Starving again.
I don't think I fixed anything either. Will we make it? Let's see. Let's double check. Nope. Nothing in the fridge. Let's get another stew going. And how about a cheeseburger, just because? Really? How long does it take to make it? Ah, there it is. And let's see here. We had all kinds of fun dealing with this one, but I think the solution we had before should work just fine, I think.
I forget. The heck did we use here? Same? Yeah. Basically, we just beat that on down the line. There we go.
Okay. That is... It's all in.
I have to pay more attention to that. That may have been a good idea for an emblem. Strictly out of convenience. Darn overspray. Let's see, do I have? Yes, I do. A couple of blocks I need to fill in there. Well, I have an unfinished corner. Didn't realize I'd left one out. You can't have that. Forgot how we were working this. Alright, how about that instead? How did we do this? No, we didn't do that. How about that instead? How about we orient it properly? Kinda like that.
Why not? Kind of off center. Yeah, that's. Can we kick it over a little? Not sure we had a choice there. I don't think so. Unless we do something, let's see, definitely not that. Let's stick with that, just for the heck of it. Just like so. That what is known as a happy little accident. Would look a lot better if we could make this rounded, but I'd really, not with the blocks I have available, I don't see that happening. You know, that may not be all that bad by the time you get done. You still gotta pull in all the front and back and sides considerably. Bring in the fans right into there. Still brings in the question, fans like this, do we dish this out a smidgen and say go half in, half out?
Kinda like that? What would happen? Good, bad? I did say half, didn't I? Or did I? I don't remember. That would mean doing something like this.
This is where I run into the trouble because now how do I angle down in there without blocking it off? I think I have to bring it forward.
I think I had him at the wrong height too. All right, let's try that. Get it there. Right there. Okay. Or do we do this? I think that's kind of what I had in mind.
And now, do I do the same thing? Surely not. Really don't.
I think. Wrong direction. There. I think then. Go back. That. There we go. I have a feeling I've screwed myself again. We shall see. Can use you. Hey. Watch out for a gun barrel. Not those. There we go. Okay, getting half an idea, I think.
Not entirely sure that's working quite the way I intended. Sure I really had much of a choice.
Okay, now comes the fun part. Can we? I don't see how. Haven't yet, have we? I don't think we have a choice. We're just gonna drive ourselves crazy with the same problem over again. Okay, I can kind of get that to work.
How about there? Can you do anything remotely passable? Wait a minute. This isn't right.
Hey, that might help. Oops. Not supposed to go. Although, let's see, there's not much of an alternative there, I don't think. I think we'll leave it.
Um, I still think we're going to end up taking it in even more. Starting to wonder if I should have snuck that in a little. Not really. Not overly thrilled about how that's coming out. I don't want risky here. I know I'm going to end up cutting this off in that away. Probably pretty sharply too, from the looks of things. What I really envisioned was that I was going to have this on the outside here, which would mean I'd have to bring these in. May end up changing all our fans down to a one hover engine cell. Get the look right. Which, don't know if that would be proper for scale or not.
Supposed to be pretty big fans for a reason. Got a lot of tank to lift, it's very heavy. Generally described as pretty large, but it's hard to say exactly how large. Wham, wham, wham.
All I can say is we're going to have to keep shrinking it in and shrinking it in till we get to where we want to be, I guess. Went too large, and now we got to bring it in, and I really don't like this turret. That is just too plain. It's not abnormal by any means. There are examples of pretty straightforward lines, but they tended to do whatever they felt like. Although I guess could be argued with more modern, cleaner, or less. May want to just leave it alone. Whoops. Let's see how we look from this direction. Really hard to say. Need to finish it up to get a better idea of how it's going to actually look. Just from this, there's no way I'm going to fit all these cells, so we're going to be taking those out already. The hell? Oopsies. We may end up going down to one set here and one set up front. Two to the side. Maybe that might be. I don't like it, but that or just one engine each. It'll fit properly. We have a choice. Don't know if it's going to be enough engine. We may have to hide some underneath to give us the lift we need. Weight. I don't know what weight we're going to end up at either. I guess we'll keep on going next time and see what we can come up with. You know, I'm kind of starting to like it better, especially from this angle. This angle looks pretty decent, I think. And it may be that, going down to one engine, I think on the outside, we'll just have to cheat and have extras inside, maybe. Might be just one each. One here, one here, one. Do the trick. Yeah, we should be able to do two on the back also. Just a repeat, I think. Maybe. Well, that will be. It's going to be a wrap for this session, and then we'll take it up next time and see what we come up with by the time we get done bringing all this in. Still say we shrink that down some more. We'll end up shrinking the barrel back a block or two, I'm sure. Don't think that'll be that big a deal. But hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time. How's that? Have a good one, everybody.